Good morning, Burma Kearns Beach Bar Transformation Nation. It's Coach Kearns. We're in Coach's kitchen, and it's real early on a Sunday morning. I got tired, so I went to bed early, which is unusual for me. It is what it is. As you can see, what I like to do in the morning is burn a little incense when I'm just sitting and reading and getting prepped for cooking. So today, we're gonna have ground venison. Oh yeah, you wouldn't know the difference between venison and beef, trust me. And thanks to my good friend Dr. Mark Mercola, I'm off beef because I have an intolerance to it. Oh well, that sucks for me, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna make ground venison with 2 types of onions, red onions. I love onions and everything. I'll put it even in my flippin' oatmeal. Red peppers, remember, eat like a rainbow, and some nice broccoli florets. I've already got the grill heated up. I use canola oil to cook with because I like my first cold press olive oil. First cold press, make sure, okay? First cold press olive oil for my salads, which I love my salads. Now, I've got my white tea going. I don't like things super hot. It's just the way I am. And when you cut vegetables, what you really want to remember is the knife is important, okay? This is pretty stiff. This knife, you're gonna probably cut your fingers, and you don't want that to happen. Cut the end off the onion. This is a nice little trick to get the skin off. Learn that. See that? That's still not a good part. You gotta peel that off too. I try to save as much as possible. I don't like wasting food. Don't like wasting food. The little skin's a pain in the butt. And you can cut them as thin as you want. Notice how my fingers are like this. That's a trick I learned in the restaurant field when I was probably 16, because you can't cut your fingers this way. And I was lucky enough to, I should use the big cutting board, but I'm lazy. Ooh. As you can tell, the heat's on. Same thing with this onion. Notice how I'm always holding it this way. The knife doesn't bend, which is a great thing. Because if the knife bends, you get more chance of cutting your fingers. And that's not fun. Onions always go in first, and generally peppers, because they take longer to cook, to soften up. Not particular. Notice how I saved the onion bag, because why throw it out? I'll just, I'll put the next onion in there. I make coffee nervous, so I have tea. I hope you got that. I make coffee nervous. I am a tea drinker and a half. Now, being because I'm from the restaurant world, I clean as I go. It just saves time. Because I'm getting ready to go to HYP yoga studio to go to Jamie Russell's class. I saw that there was a 7:45 to 9:15 and then Braxton afterwards, so I'm going. I have to have my hot yoga. It's a necessity for me. cover it if you want. Ooh, those onions are strong. When I worked at the first Bertucci's, I used to come in, I was the Saturday, I used to work Friday, a 12-hour shift, so you want to try to keep it together. More ways than one. Keep it together, get it? That was a joke, work with me, come on. I tend to keep the heat on high. You know, broccoli takes a while to cook too, so. And I don't know what it is about me, but I don't like my florets big. So these are gonna be cut even more so. I don't know what that is. Something in me. So I like them small. I think they just cook better. Don't ask me why, but I do. See, I should have the big cutting board. But I don't feel like it. It doesn't take a lot to eat healthy. Try to take a page from the Chinese tradition and the Chinese recipes, right? You go to a Chinese food restaurant, there's generally a ton of vegetables in their food, right? You know, they usually offer, whenever they offer you stir fry, there's a ton of vegetables. So you eat like a rainbow. Now we're only at 7 minutes, so when people say they can't cook healthy, bullshit. We're gonna add garlic powder, because I don't have, unfortunately, minced garlic, which I gotta get some. Black pepper on everything. Absolutely. Little Himalayan salt, just a little. And what else do we want? Some Italian seasoning, which is oregano, parsley, bunch of different stuff. I like my stuff spicy, because I am spicy. Imagine if I drink coffee, and this is 5:30. 5:45 on a Sunday morning, and I'm like this. Don't worry, I have more than one gear. Most of the time. You can see that's cooking up pretty nice. And it's a rainbow. When the onions get brown, that's generally when you know it's ready for the meat. Like I said, I'm kind of freaky like this. I clean as I go. I clean as I go. It's always nice having incense going. Love that white tea and green tea. So good for you. Now, I don't pop a lot of vitamins because I'm not a big supplement guy, but I do take some. There was research out when COVID came out, when COVID hit the market, I'm sorry, thinking of the businessman. When COVID came out, there was some research about vitamin D. Higher doses of vitamin D will help prevent the COVID virus. Well, since we're all locked in and not getting our vitamin D from the sun, I think you should take it. And I read the research. This is a definite must-have, monolaurin. It is a derivative of the coconut plant. It was discovered in the 60s to help boost immunity in formula for babies because babies weren't getting breastfed. Propolis, great for energy. This is the stuff that grows in between the honeycombs. The Spartans used this before battle. Not that I'm going to battle. Maybe I am, I don't know. And you can see I'm perfectly comfortable letting that cook. And here is one of the best products on the market from New You Life, Fortress, okay? There's 12 products in here that people buy individually. If I can get the pills out. That people buy individually to boost their immunity. Garlic, echinacea, elderberry, probiotic, okay? Alexi Goldson, who I just met, who's a great guy and formulator of this and the gel, Somaderm, which I swear by. Fortress, he decided to formulate. He formulated it in 2 weeks when COVID hit. One shot. He formulated it in 2 weeks. When COVID hit, because he was so touched with people not being able to, he wanted people to boost their immune system. Now, I priced all that out, all those individual supplements that most people buy at Whole Foods. It would have cost $200. Now, the team said to Alexi, what are we going to sell this for? 150, 125? Alexi said, no, we're going to sell it for $50 because I want it affordable for everybody. Now, that is a true entrepreneur, okay? Think about it, a man of the people. That's what he is. And most people don't know about Somaderm Gel, that was formulated for the Gracies. Yes, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. He's tight with the family. So if they use it, I think you should use it. All right, cut out venison. Now I just noticed that this is only 12 ounces, which 6 to 8 ounces of protein is about as much as I generally take in. Now people might say venison. I'm going to add more garlic because I'm Irish and French Canadian, but I grew up in Italian restaurants. So I put garlic on everything. I put garlic on my oatmeal. Add a little bit more Italian seasoning, of course. Of course. You gotta have the seasoning, baby. You gotta have the seasoning. 5-quart pan is your best friend. This is a 5-quart ceramic pan. I bought at Target, not Target, Target. I think it was $30. My client and business mentor, Coach Ken Olson, known as T-Rex. Sorry, Ken. We just got a T-Fall pan. T-Fall is a great company for him. A 5-quarter. I think it was $50. You don't need a lot of pans in your kitchen. 5-quart pan, and the next thing I'm gonna buy is a wok. Because I used to love the show Walk with Jan. Man, I love that guy. That guy could cook a meal in seconds. Energetic, baby. Look out. Dangerous. Yes, I've got footwork. And I can dance. Don't be afraid if the bottom of the pan gets a little brown. That's what a sponge is for on a Brillo pad, right? Now, one thing I keep a ton of in the house, I'll show you. Beans, they're your best friends. High in protein, plant protein, high in fiber and carbohydrates, good carbohydrates. And you're talking a half a cup is only 120 calories. Now, a half a cup is probably a quarter a can. So you're talking probably 400 calories in a can. I eat a half a can easily. And they're good carbs. I can't stand. The one thing I don't like about getting older is I need reading glasses, which is unusual. Never used to use them. Okay. So the sodium might be a little high. That's only because they're sitting in salt. Just wash them. They're fine. All right, 19 grams of carbs, but they're good carbs, okay? All right, it's in Spanish too. I don't know why. Total fat is 3%, 2 grams of fat. Okay, no cholesterol. There you go. Fiber's got 4 grams per serving, okay? 4 grams. Total sugar is negligible. Protein is 6 grams. So 6 grams of protein per serving, okay? These are 110 cannelli beans. I love cannelli beans. The sodium's lower in these. The protein's higher, okay? So when COVID hit, you know, you check the food aisles, and this is just about done. I gotta break it up a little bit more. I was checking the food aisles, you know, because food was getting scarce. You know, meat and everything else. I mean, I think we ran out of chicken right in Plainville. I think we ran out of, you know, we had chicken thighs, and for some reason, I don't like the dark meat and chicken. I just never have since I was a kid. So I like the breast. Well, walk down the food aisles, I would see the soup aisle completely almost wiped out, in the pasta aisle because it's convenient, right? But the beans aisle is full. I'm like, these are $1.50 to $2 a can. We can eat plant-based protein, okay? I'm not saying be a vegan for life unless you really want to, but you know what? If you need a source of protein, there you go. I mean, I'll get like 8 cans in there. You know, when I go to the supermarket, you know, my cart, vegetables, I mean, I just took my buddy Ken Olson and client shopping the other day. Yes, he asked me to go take him shopping. Okay. As a coach, fitness coach, you got to be careful. As my good friend Ron Weinberg said, Kevin, he goes, you got to break everything down because you take it as route. You know, I take it as just normal that I go through this and I do this. Like my cooking, you know, I got to break it down for people. Because I'm so used to doing it. You know, I got a chef, a high-level chef. There's a client now. You know, Ken was watching me cook the other day at his house. White tea, man. Watching me cook at his house, he says, you're very efficient. So I had 2 pans going at the same time, 2 meals going at the same time. And I'm cutting and chopping, and he's cutting and chopping. Because in the restaurant business, you'll have 4 or 5 burners going at a time. You have to be able to, you know, shuck and jive, baby. You got to be able to shuck and jive. Now, one of the things I always keep open in my fridge as an extra source of protein and carbs, don't spill it, Kev. I always keep, like, that's a cup of beans, okay? So that's like 12, 15 grams of protein right there and probably 30 grams of carbs, okay? Always keep them open because I just add it to everything because it's good fiber, and fiber keeps you full longer, not to mention makes you, let's face facts, regular, which everybody needs. All right. Bingo bango. There you go. There's your ground venison with 4 different types of vegetables. There's 2 meals here. Remember, I always cook extra. Always cook extra. And yes, I know class is like a little over, like an hour and a half. Yoga class is an hour and a half away. I'm fortunate enough to have one of those metabolisms, like Braxton Rose, my buddy, my good yoga mentor and buddy with Braxton Rose. I can eat a burrito and go to class, and I'll be fine. So there you go. Okay, that was 20 minutes with some extra me BSing around. Now to top it off, because I'm part Italian, I've got to have some Romano cheese. Sorry, it's like absolutely positively necessary. Okay, absolutely positively necessary. Now, if you listen to my interview with Mark Mancola the other day, we talked about yeast and gluten and everything else. Here you go, rice waffles. These are really good Vans. I'm gonna have one for my carbohydrate. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. One. Now I love honey. So a little honey will go a long way. Pure wildflower honey. And there's an old wise tale that if you've got allergies, like I have hay fever allergies, that if you eat regional honey, there's pollen in it. You know, some of the old ways were the best. There's pollen in it from the region, and that pollen, those traces of pollen would actually build up your immunity to hay fever. I think it works. Matter of fact, Dr. McCullough would say this. So here you go, ground venison, 2 meals. There you go. I can't even tell you how many vitamins and nutrients are in this. Coach's Kitchen. Have a great Sunday. Stay strong, stay together, live with passion and purpose. Oos.